Well, Pastor Jim, a lot of people are very angry at the United Nations right now, and rightfully so. We should be angry at the United Nations. But, however, and we should defund them at least in part. However, it's very important because we have enormous amount of power by sitting on the UN Security Council. Now Trump's coming in. We want him to use that power to defend Israel. Right. And as part of the reason that God has raised up Donald Trump for such a time as this, just like he raised up Esther for that key moment to, intercede for Israel with the king, and that was part of her destiny. Has God linked Donald Trump with Israel? Well, I've got some numbers. I said on the last episode I'd share some more numbers with you. Carl, I'm interested to see what you think about this. But there are some numbers actually that connect Donald Trump and Israel. So let me share a few of these with you. To me, they're absolutely amazing. Israel was 77 days old, exactly 777 days after Donald Trump was born. Israel's 70th birthday will come exactly 700 days after Trump's 70th birthday. Donald Trump won the election, listen to this, on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's 7th year, 7th month, and 7th day in office. Wow. Incredible. And Donald Trump was born exactly 700 days before Israel became a nation. And then on top of everything else, we mentioned on the last episode that Donald Trump's very first day in office, his first full day as president, will be January 21st. He'll be 70 years old, 7 months old, and 7 days old, and that will happen in Hebrew calendar year 5777.
There we go. Now, so you want to know what I think about that?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the bottom line is this. There can be no denying that the number 7 is a biblical number of great prominence. Mm-hmm. It's used over 500 times from Genesis to Revelation. It's used 55 times alone in the book of Revelation. 7 trumpets, 7 bowls, 7 seals, etc., 7 angels, 7 churches. 50-something times in Revelation. But the number 7 in the first verse of the Bible, in English, it's translated, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. But that first verse, of course, represents the perfection of everything that God did. If you can't get past the first verse, you can't get past the rest of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You know how many words make that sentence up in the Hebrew language in which it was written? 7. And the number 7 in God's economy of numbers, of math, in the Word of God, represents perfection and completion and or the fingerprint of God. And so, so you can, we look at these numbers and, there can be detractors and naysayers. It's coincidence, you're making a big deal. That's numerology and all that. Well, look. Get to the Word of God. 7 is a very, very profound number. And all of these 7s you just threw out that are undeniably linked to Israel and now to Donald Trump. And we know we're living in such prophetic spiritual times. We know this election was very spiritual. We know what's going to come after it is extremely spiritual. And now we have all of these 7s connected to Israel, which is God's sign, the second boom of prophecy to this day. And now this man who against all odds, won the presidency and is a friend of Israel.
Yeah.
So I think the connection is probably a little more than mere coincidence.